Howdy, sports fans, you good? So then, you've probably heard about a little game called Valheim by now, a survival game developed by Iron Gate that would make Ragnar Lothbrok proud just on how far it's spread its lands already. Watch Vikings, by the way, it's a great show. In Valheim, you play the role of a slain Viking taken to the 10th Norse world, Valheim. There you'll build your home, expand your gear, and set out to slay Odin's ancient enemies. It's not the prettiest game ever made, but it has more heart and smarter ideas than about 99% of its peers in the survival space. In the procedurally generated world of Valheim, the player isn't exploring alone, as they can be joined by 9 other players in friendly co-op as they explore the land. In addition, they can take to the seas with custom-built ships, where they can venture outwards and see what lies beyond the horizon. Spoiler alert, it's quite a lot, it's massive. If you're looking for some games kinda like Valheim, here are 5 other games centered around decision making, exploration, managing inventories, and the environment. Bear in mind though that these games aren't like one-to-one the same game as Valheim, some aren't even the exact same genre and are instead more Viking goodness. Number 5, Ancestors Legacy. If you like games with a Norse theme like Valheim, fast-paced gameplay and squad-based RTS action, then Ancestors Legacy is the game for you. Developed by Destructive Creations, Ancestors Legacy charges the player to command the Viking hordes, Anglo-Saxons, Germans or Slavic enemies in a conquest throughout Northern Europe, each with their own campaign. As the Vikings start a dynasty through bloodshed and iron, as the Anglo-Saxons navigate a web as you fight for the English throne, as the Germans play as Rudolf I, the Holy Roman Emperor, and finally as the Slavs, fight against the Crusaders coming to pillage your lands. Inspired by real historical events, Ancestors Legacy has you managing your army, raiding enemy camps, and using the environment to your advantage as you build your bases to crush the enemy. When the fight begins, the cinematic camera will make sure you have a good view of the action as you lead your troops to victory. Number 4, The Forest. Look, right, we're always going to recommend this game. It'd be good if you just kind of accepted it, alright? Thank you. Surviving a plane crash is never easy, but when your son is kidnapped by a clan of mutant cannibals, then difficult becomes nigh impossible. In this first-person survival game developed by End Night Games, you must build with whatever you can get your hands on, and even slide around on a turtle shell. Now do you see why we always recommend it? Yeah? Good. In a mix of survival and horror gameplay, the player will explore a vast forest filled with danger, where they must build a shelter from fallen trees, make armour and weapons out of lizards, bones, people, and fend off the cannibal clan that stalks the woods. Just like Valheim, the environment is harsh and unforgiving, requiring the player to grow in skill and gear as they search for their lost son. The forest is a living, breathing world, and nearly everything you can see, you can interact with. But be warned, it is an untamed wilderness, and there seems to be something worse than cannibals living in the woods. Number 3, Raft. The sea is endless, and the only thing keeping you from a watery grave is your raft. In this first-person survival created by Red Beat Interactive, sail the vast blue as a nameless survivor searching for supplies. Fish for resources, contend with a shark that devours your raft, and discover what happened to dry land. But you don't have to do it alone as you join up with friends to explore the sea. Just like in Valheim, with someone at your back who will hopefully help you out, the raft will be a little less lonely. But at the same time, you'll have to manage your health, food and thirst meters, and you'll have to share what you can scavenge if you bring a friend along. There's one last thing though. If you build a radio, somebody is transmitting a signal. Could it be that someone else is still alive? Well, there's only one way to find out. Number 2, Northgard. Just like Valheim's Norse inspiration, Northgard has you take control of a Viking band aiming to settle in uncharted waters. Created by Shiro Games, Northgard has you develop a Viking settlement in a brand new world filled with land just waiting to be conquered. But winter is coming, so you better prepare and save crops to last the season, all the while dealing with other Viking clans looking to make their mark. But you can do more than just create a town. Play the story and experience the narrative of Brigg, a man whose father has just been murdered by Hagen. Take him and his son Brand on a trek across the land to uncover the mystery behind his father's death. But in doing so, Rig makes a discovery that will split the continent in 2. Plan your city, develop your homestead and drink a fine bottle of ale. In Northgard there are riches to be found and treasures to plunder in this incredible RTS. And number 1, Eco. Good news, in Eco you can create a thriving ecosystem with every plant or animal you can think of. Bad news, there's a meteorite heading to your planet and you have to develop a civilization to stop it. Can you advance quickly enough to stop the meteor without sacrificing your home in the process? Build and develop your world, construct buildings and create a new life like in Valheim, but be warned, every action has a consequence. Disturb one ecosystem and you'll ruin another. Pour waste into the environment and you'll doom the land to a slow death. But with a meteorite heading right for your planet, time is of the essence. An innovative city builder by Strange Loop Games, the player will have to manage the needs and wants of their populace while maintaining a delicate balance on the ecosystem. The end result is a game like Valheim, in which you must constantly judge the risk versus the reward of any given action, while also getting back to grips with nature. So then, those are the games that we think are kinda like Valheim that you should give a look to. Have you played any of these games already? Be sure to let us know down below, and then while you're there, you can let us know what games we should have recommended. This has been Jimmy from Cultured Vultures, and thank you for watching.